Welcome you all to this second video on the Tiger King. The first video ended with a strong warning given by the infant whose age was only 10 days to the tigers of the world. The astrologer had predicted that death would come to this king from a tiger. In other words, the astrologer's prediction was that Tiger King would be killed by a tiger. To this, the infant, whose age was only 10 days, made a strong warning to the tigers that beware. Far from being afraid, anyone would think that after getting such a prediction from an astrologer, the small boy would be terrified. But no, far from being fearful, he warned the tigers that beware, you cannot make any harm to me. And in this way, the first part of the story ended. Now we will see whether really the Tiger King was going to be harmed by the tiger or he would win the battle. Let us see the next part. Crown Prince Jangjang Bahadur grew taller and stronger day by day. No other miracle marked his childhood days apart from the event already described. The boy drank the milk of an English cow, was brought up by an English nanny, tutored in English by an Englishman, saw nothing but English films, exactly as the crown princes of all the other Indian states did. When he came of age at 20, the state which had been with the coat of wards until then came into his hands. So this small boy, after whose birth, when his age was just 10 days, astrologers predicted that he would be killed by a tiger. He grew up. And when he grew up, during this process, he was brought up in an English style, because this Pratibandhapuram kingdom, it was a princely state, and in all princely states of India, the rulers, they wanted their children to grow up like the British, because British were the central rulers of the country, and those princely states rulers, they also thought that if we can bring up our children in the British way, it will be something really royal. So this infant was brought up in a British way. How? That he drank the milk of an English cow. These are something, there is exaggeration also. And he was brought up by an English nanny. Nanny means a woman who takes care of a small child. Everything English was there in his upbringing. He was tutored in English by an Englishman. He was not taught English by someone like us. His parents employed an English teacher, a native English teacher for his English learning. And he saw nothing but English films, exactly as the crown princes of all other Indian states did. This was the system in all other Indian states, that in every royal family, children were brought up in a British way. They were given the milk of an English cow, they were brought up by an English nanny, they were tutored by an English man, and they saw only English films. When he came of age at 20, this may be a question, a 2 marks question may come here. How was the Tiger King brought up? Okay, then when he came of age at 20, when he became matured, when he became an adult, his age became 20, the state, it means his kingdom, which had been with the coat of wards until then. Coat of wards, this coat of wards is a body. The way we also have our houses, for example, Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha, or House of Commons and House of Representatives in England. The same is the case. Coat of wards, it was a body. It was a body of people who ruled the kingdom, because the prince was underage. He was a minor. So in his name, the kingdom was ruled by a coat of wards, a body of people. But when his age became 20, he was made the king. And then everyone in the kingdom remembered the astrologer's prediction. Many continued to discuss the matter. Slowly it came to the Maharaja's ears. When this man became the king at the age of 20, in the whole kingdom, people started remembering the astrologer's prediction, when this new king was a very small boy, when his age was only 10 days. At that time, astrologers made the prediction that he would one day be killed by a tiger. So people started discussing this thing, and this ultimately reached the king's ear. It means Jilani Jangjang Bahadur also came to know this thing, that yes, when I was only 10 days old, at that time a prediction was made by the astrologer that I will be killed by a tiger. There were innumerable forests in the Pratibandhapuram state, They had tigers in them. The Maharaja knew the old saying, you may kill even a cow in self-defense. There could certainly be no objection to killing tigers in self-defense. The Maharaja started out on a tiger hunt. When the king came to know that tigers may cause his death, that is what the astrologers have predicted. So he wanted to ensure safety of his life, and he wanted to show his power as a king, that astrologers' predictions are wrong. I am the king, I am powerful, I can defeat tigers, I don't bother about the tigers. So what did he do? There is an old saying that you can kill even a cow in self-defense. If it is a matter of self-defense, if it is a matter of ensuring the safety of your own life, then even a cow may be killed. That is what an old saying goes. So this means that cow is a very timid animal. It doesn't harm anyone. If a cow, which is a timid animal, which doesn't harm anyone, may be killed in self-defense, what is the harm in killing a tiger, which is a dangerous animal? So with this logic, with this justification, the Tiger King, the Maharaja of Pratibhantapuram, Jilani Janjang Bahadur, he decided to start killing tigers. See, human beings, since they have power, their self-defense, their safety, their life is their major concern. They don't bother about killing other animals. So you will see how the king starts killing tigers one after another. The Maharaja was thrilled beyond measure when he killed his first tiger. He sent for the state astrologer and showed him the dead body, the dead beast. What do you say now? He demanded. Yes, when the Maharaja started killing tigers, he killed his first tiger. So when you kill a tiger, astrologer said a tiger would cause your death. But now what happened is that the king has killed the tiger. So he was thrilled beyond measure. It means he really became very happy, and he thought that yes, the astrologer's prediction has been proved to be wrong. I have won the battle. I have killed a tiger. So he asked the astrologers. He invited the astrologer to his home, and after the astrologers came, he showed the dead body of the tiger and asked the astrologer, "What do you say now? You predicted that a tiger would kill me, but it is not a tiger that has killed me. It is I who have killed the tiger. What do you want to say now?" The astrologer said, "Your Majesty may kill 99 tigers in exactly the same manner." But the astrologer drawled. D-R-A-W-L, droll. D-R-A-W-L, droll means you speak with some pause. You do not speak in the normal way. For example, he said, but it means he wanted to say something, but he was hesitating. The astrologer told the king that yes, you have killed the tiger and you are thinking that you have done it. No. In this way, you can kill not 1 or 2 or 3 tigers. You can kill as many as 99 tigers. But then the king said, but what? Speak without fear. But what? Speak clearly. The astrologer said, but you must be very careful with the 100th tiger. It's a very huge homework now. The king thought that I have killed the tiger, I have won the battle, astrologer is wrong and there is no danger to my life. But now the astrologer said, no man, killing 1 tiger is not everything. This is just the beginning. In this way you can kill as many as 99 tigers. But the tiger number 100, that will be dangerous. Be careful. It's a long journey now. Again, the king is not at all going to accept defeat. He is still challenging. He is still showing his capability, and he is asking the astrologer again, what if the 100 tiger were also killed? You are saying that 99 tiger I can kill, but the 100th one will be dangerous. That will kill me. But if even the 100th one I also can kill, I can challenge, I can kill, but what will happen? You are claiming that the 100th one would cause my death, but if I challenge you that I can kill the 100th one also, then the astrologer, see, he is also taking the challenge. He is also not an ordinary astrologer. He is saying, then I will tear up all my books on astrology, set fire to them. And the astrologer is so adamant, he is so confident of his own knowledge of his subject that he said that I am so damn sure that 100 tiger would kill you. You won't be able to defeat it. You won't be able to kill it. you would be a victim at the hand of the 100th tiger. That astrologer was so adamant, so confident of his knowledge of his subject, that he said that if the 100th one can be killed, if you are able to kill the 100th one, in that case I will tear up all my books in astrology. This means I will accept that yes, astrology is nonsense, astrology has no value. I will tear up all the books, I will set fire, I will burn them. I will then believe that yes, astrology is something bogus. And then he said, and then I will tear up all my books in astrology, set fire to them, and what? Astrologer continued. He said, and I shall cut off my tuft. T-U-F-T, tuft means long hair that usually lions, animals like lions have. Some people also choose to have long hair. Astrologer, they might have it. So the astrologer said, the long hair that I have as a mark of my profession, that long hair I will cut. Crop my hair short, I will make my hair short. I will become an insurance agent. I will have no other job to do. I will become jobless. What to do then? I will become an insurance agent. The astrologer finished on an incoherent note. In this way, the astrologer ended. Incoherent note means he was speaking about abandoning his subject, and then he said that I will become an insurance agent. There is no matching. Mismatching is there. That's why it is called in an incoherent note. The astrologer ended his speech. So both the parties are very strong in their challenge. The king said that I will kill the 100th tiger. The astrologer said, if you can kill it, then I will abandon my subject. I will set fire on the books of astrology. I will even give up this profession. I will cut my tuft, which is a mark of my profession. I will become an insurance agent. It means both the party, both the king and the astrologer, they are very, very confident and challenging in their position, in their stand. So that's why there is much suspense in the story now. So let us see what happens next. Coming to the third part of the story, from that day onwards, it was celebration time for all the tigers inhabiting Pratibandhapuram. That point is very interesting. So what happened is that the astrologer had predicted that the 100th tiger would cause the king's death, and the king said he also was challenging the 100th tiger. Now the thing is that in the third part of the story, at the beginning, you see this sentence is very important. From that day onwards, it was celebration time for all the tigers inhabiting Pratibandhapuram. All the tigers who were living in the Pratibandhapuram kingdom, they were celebrating. It was as if a festival for them. Why were they so happy? They were happy because they were sure that since astrologer has predicted that the tiger king would be killed ultimately by us. He may be killed 1, 2, 3, 60, 70, 99 of the tigers, but ultimately it is a tiger who would kill him. Maybe 99 of our own friends, our own tigers would lay down their life, but ultimately it is the tiger king whom we will kill. It is one of us, the 100th one, who would kill the tiger king. So finally the tiger king would be killed by one of our fellow being. That's why it was a celebration time for the tigers inhabiting in the Pratibandhapuram kingdom. The state banned tiger hunting by anyone except the Maharaja. A proclamation was issued to the effect that if anyone dared to fling so much as a stone at a tiger, all his wealth and property would be confiscated. The government, yes, see how the government, when it wants a thing, it can befool the common people. It can do anything for its own sake, for its own. The same thing happens even in democracy also. See how the king, he was misusing his power, that since the king's target now is 100 tiger, when he would be able to kill the 100th tiger, then only his life would be safe. He would ensure the safety of his life. That's why his long mission is to kill 100 tigers and to be able to get 100 tigers, because if you want to kill 100 tigers, you should find them. They should be available. To ensure that there are enough tigers and the king can kill 100 of them, the king banned tiger hunting in the kingdom. And he made an announcement, he issued a proclamation that no one can kill a tiger. Not only killing, why killing only? Even you cannot throw a stone at a tiger. Killing is a far off thing. No one can go near a tiger, no one can touch a tiger, no one can do anything to a tiger. Doing anything to tiger means killing a tiger, and killing a tiger is now the job of the king only, no one else. If anyone is found to have thrown a stone in a tiger, all his wealth will be seized by the kingdom. So if this is the case, that if you just throw a stone in a tiger, all your property and your wealth will be confiscated, then no one would dare to kill a tiger. The Maharaja vowed he would attend to all other matters only after killing the 100 tigers. Initially, the king seemed well set to realize his ambition. See how it was going. The king has now decided that my priority is to ensure the safety of my life. And how to ensure it? To kill 100 tigers. And so he stopped all other activities. He said, I will look into the matters of my government, of my rule in the kingdom, about my citizens, about my subjects. All other things will be considered later. First thing is, I have to ensure my safety. So see how those who are in power, those who rule, they want their safety first. Not that he faced no dangers. There were times when the bullet missed its mark. The tiger leapt upon him and he fought the beast with his bare hands. Each time it was the Maharaja who won. So initially it was found that his mission of killing tigers was going fine. He was able to kill one tiger after another. But sometimes, of course, there were some problems. For example, he sometimes missed the bullet. He wanted to shoot the tiger, but the bullet missed the mark. And then what happened? The tiger leapt on him. The tiger jumped on him. But the king was so strong that even with bare hands, even with no weapon in his hand, he could kill the tiger. So in this way, his tiger hunting mission was going on fine. So some problems were there. Another problem is there. This may be a question again. At another time, he was in danger of losing his throne. A high-ranking British officer visited Pratibandhapuram. He was very fond of hunting tigers and fonder of being photographed with the tigers he had shot. As usual, he wished to hunt tigers in Pratibandhapuram, but the Maharaja was firm in his resolve. He refused permission. I can organize any other hunt. You may go on a boar hunt. You may conduct a mouse hunt. We are ready for a mosquito hunt. But tiger hunt, that's impossible. Another difficulty he faced was that once a high-ranking British officer came to the Pratibandhapuram and he wanted to hunt tigers. There are some people who are fond of hunting. So this British officer, he was fond of hunting tigers, and he was even more fond of being photographed with the dead body of the tiger he has killed. So he came with this kind of desire to Pratibandhapuram, but the king said, no, I can't give you permission. Any other hunting you can do. See the lightheartedness, the humor that the author has produced here. The king said, you can go for any other kind of hunting. You can hunt boar, B-O-A-R, it means a kind of pig. You can kill them. You can go for a mosquito hunt. If you can go for any other hunting, but tiger hunting impossible. See, British were the rulers of India at that time, and this princely state was ruled by a king, and this king, when he refused a British officer, he did not allow him to kill tigers, to hunt tigers. So it was not a wise thing. It was not a safe thing on his part. It was a risky thing on his part. His whole kingdom, his rule, his position was in danger. The British officer's secretary sent word to the Maharaja through the Diwan that the Durai himself did not have to kill the tiger. The Maharaja would do the actual killing. What was important to the Durai was a photograph of himself holding the gun and standing over the tiger's carcass. But the Maharaja would not agree even to this proposal. If he relented now, what would he do if other British officers stand up for a tiger hunts? When the Tiger King did not allow this British officer to hunt tigers, secondly, the secretary of the officer, he sent a message to the king through his Diwan. Diwan is the king's subordinate, his minister. Through king's Diwan, the secretary of the officer sent information to the king that, okay, the Durai, the word Durai used here is a respectable word used by the secretary for his boss. Durai here means the British officer, that my boss, the officer, he may not be allowed to kill tigers, no problem. Let the king kill the tigers. But my boss, the British officer, at least allow him to be photographed with the dead body of the tiger which was killed by the king. But still the king said no. He said, if I relent, if I become lenient, if I consider this thing, then maybe next time someone else will again come and he will ask for allowing him to hunt tigers. So no kind of consideration. No is no. Don't allow him. Because he prevented a British officer from fulfilling his desire, the Maharaja stood in danger of losing his kingdom itself. Yes, I told you earlier. British were ruling a country at that time, and you have not allowed such an officer, a British officer, to hunt tigers in your kingdom. So your kingdom is in danger. You may lose your kingship, because the British may appoint another one. They may go for, we have got it in the Battle of Plassey, that how the British conspired and they defeated Siraj-ud-Dowla, and then Mirzafar became the king. This kind of conspiracy was done by British very well. So British may do such a thing, his identity may be lost, and another king may come up. So he was in danger of losing his throne. This may be a question. How was the Maharaja in danger of losing his throne? Okay, he was afraid now. The Maharaja and the Diwan held deliberations means discussions over the issue. As a result, a telegram was dispatched forthwith to a famous British company of jewelers in Calcutta. Send samples of expensive diamond rings of different designs. What to do now? How to resolve the issue? How to make the recovery? Because the British officer is definitely angry, and I may lose my kingdom. So what to do now? Do something. They decided, the king and his Diwan and his minister, they decided, let us do one thing. Let us give bribe. What to do? Somehow, in a different way, let us please the prince. What is the best way to please him, to satisfy him, to decrease, in order to make him cool and forget this issue? What to do? They ordered a jeweler in Calcutta. What was the order? They ordered the jeweler in Calcutta that send samples of expensive diamond rings. Send some diamond rings, yes. And then what happened? Some 50 rings arrived. The Maharaja sent the whole lot to the British officer's good lady. The king and the minister expected the Duresani to choose 1 or 2 rings and send the rest back. Within no time at all, the Duresani sent her reply, "Thank you very much for your gifts." Interesting thing again. They wanted to bribe the British officer. They wanted to please him. They wanted to make him forget this insult or this thing that he felt. He was hurt because he was not allowed to hunt tigers in the kingdom. What to do? From Calcutta, some 50 diamond rings were brought, and these were sent to the British officer with the hope that his wife would choose 1 or 2. People know it very well that if you can somehow please the wife, the madam, then the gentleman would be happy automatically. So they did the same thing. They sent some rings, some diamond rings, some 50 diamond rings, and they thought that the wife of the officer would choose 1 or 2 and they would return the other lot back. Just for the choice, they sent all the 50. But interestingly, the British officer's wife kept all the 50 rings and sent a reply that, "Thank you very much for your gift." In 2 days, a bill for 3 lakhs of rupees came from the British jewelers. The Maharaja was happy that though he had lost 3 lakhs of rupees, he had managed to retain his kingdom. See how when people become very powerful, they lost everything. They forget the limitation of their power. This is what happened. The king, just as a challenge to the prediction made by the astrologer, and just to ensure safety of his own life, what he is doing from the kingdom, he is spending so huge amount of money that as a bribe he sent these things to please the officer. And now 3 lakhs of rupees is spent. The 3 lakhs of rupees at that time meant a huge amount of money. But still the prince is happy, the king is happy, because he thought that no problem, let money go, but at least I am still remaining the king. There is no danger to my kingdom anymore. So this is how people think. They become so self-centered, so selfish, so cruel. This is what is projected through the character of the king and his intentions. So somehow the king was able to manage his kingdom. He would not lose his kingdom, and his tiger hunting would continue. But how far he would be able to fulfill the mission, and whether he would be at all able to fulfill the mission, or he would ultimately be killed by a tiger as per prediction made by the astrologer, this we will see in the next part of the video, and that will be the 4th part of the story. Until then, let us stop here. Thank you very much.